Doing this AFI 100 Best Movies list has been a fun mixture of revisiting classics and realizing why they're considered classics, and finding new movies to check out, as new movies that are being made now are not really worth checking out. Number 65 on AFI's list is The African Queen, directed by John Huston and starring silver screen royalty Humphrey, Bogart, and Katharine Hepburn. Set during the First World War, The African Queen is an adventure movie following two characters from different backgrounds in German-controlled East Africa. Charlie Allnut, played by Bogart, is the captain of the African Queen. He's a crass drunk. Rose Sayer, played by Hepburn, is, of course, clean-cut and proper, making it the classic odd couple pairing Hollywood still leans on today. Rose is traveling with her brother Samuel, played by Robert Morley. They're missionaries looking to bring Christianity to a remote village. When I was watching this and realized that was the plot, I thought it was a pretty funny comparison to Rambo, but somehow I didn't think Humphrey Bogart was going to be cutting people in half with a 50 cal. It probably goes without say because of the trope, but our odd couple leads don't get along. The Germans invade the area and decimate the village. Samuel dies in the carnage and Rose is left alone in enemy territory. Her only hope is Charlie, who offers to try to get them both out of there on his boat. Rose, who's understandably shook from the violence she just witnessed and the death of her brother, finds a new part of herself deep inside. She gets the idea to take the fight to the Germans. She wants to use the titular boat as a weapon to take out a German gunboat. This might seem like a small success if the feudal plan even works, but the key is, this gunboat is keeping British forces out of the area. Charlie's skeptical about the plan. The German army was capable and well equipped. He didn't want to risk his life, Rose's life, or his boat. Seeing this woman, who had already changed in the short amount of time since he met her, be so determined and her resolve being so strong strengthens him, and he agrees to the plan. The plot is actually a lot more exciting than I expected it to be for a movie from 1951. It's paced slow by today's standards, but the quality of the movie and the fresh ideas, despite the odd couple trope, kept me engaged the whole time. I thought the character development was going to be just as standard as how they were introduced, being such a strong trope, but something about watching these two screen legends, a bit later in their careers, but legends nonetheless, elevated the character growth of their on-screen personas. The journey is physically, mentally, and emotionally trying for both of our leads. The old boat has a lot of problems that come with the age, made worse by the environment it's kept in. Our two leads battle the river itself, along with all the elements that go along with it. All of these issues strengthen their resolve in their mission, but more importantly, breaks down their guards, and the two start to rely on each other. That relying on each other turns to trust, and because of Hollywood, the two start to fall in love. I'm gonna go ahead and say spoiler warning. Sure, the movie is decades older than anyone who's watching this video, but it is a classic that fell through the cracks for me, so there's a chance it fell through the cracks for you as well. Their long journey nears its end when they find the Königin Louise, and I'm probably mispronouncing that. That is the big bad gunboat of the movie. Charlie and Rose's plan to take it down is cut off before they can. Their plan to take the boat down is cut short before they can pull it off. The two are set to be executed and request to be married before death. It's not much of a spoiler to say that the leads we've been following throughout the entire movie don't die at the hands of the Germans. Why I am flat out talking about the end of the movie when usually I try to avoid such severe spoilers is because it is just so stupid. I was on board with this silver screen classic, but the end is bad writing. The ship, the African Queen, was rigged to blow when Charlie and Rose drove it into the side of the German gunboat. With our heroes captured, the Queen is just left drifting in the lake. The current of the water naturally brings the boat toward the German gunboat, where it detonates on its own accord and accomplishes the mission completely by accident. My huge problem with this is that it breaks storytelling 101. The whole movie, we're watching two completely different people come together for a common goal. This common goal keeps them alive through so many things and leads to them falling in love. For that same common goal to be taken away from them and happen by accident tells the audience they just wasted their time. If the two were about to give up and the lessons they learned along the way for each other, or their love that they share for each other, is what kept them through and got them to succeed in the mission, I would have been totally on board. Instead, I felt cheated. This tale of adventure, romance, and resilience was highly anticipated by movie fans in its day. The themes it explores are ones that I still like today: bravery, moral conviction, and characters finding common ground. Humphrey Bogart and Audrey Hepburn are obviously massive all-time movie stars. Director John Huston is also an incredible talent in the movie-making world. I must have been alone in my disappointment, since the movie was very well received upon its release. Even this video with me talking about it right now is because I found it on the American Film Institute 100 Best Movies list. Humphrey Bogart won an Academy Award as Best Actor. Hepburn didn't win an award, but she was praised for her performance. Audiences said that it showed great versatility for her as an actress. Even critics loved the movie for the character development, cinematography, and the plot that blended romance and wartime adventure. I do agree with all those things, but having the very end of the movie betray the characters so badly left me with a sour taste in my mouth that I didn't get over as fast as the critics of the day obviously did. Queen was made with a budget of $1 million. That was a lot for the time. The movie was more expensive than most movies of the time, given the complications of an on-location shoot in Africa, which was not commonplace in the late 40s, early 50s. On its release, the movie brought in $10 million worldwide. This was a very solid performance for the early 1950s. The star power of the movie, subject matter, and giving audiences a unique look at a landscape they would likely never see themselves in their real lives made this movie a success. It's interesting to think how much bigger the world must have seemed just 7 decades ago. Not only was The African Queen a financial success, but the on-location style of the shooting for an adventure movie resonated with studios and became a trend in Hollywood for years to come. Check out this playlist for the rest of the AFI 100 Best Movies covered so far, and keep coming back as we work our way all the way through number 1.